Tim,
Yes.
why are you in Ghana?
Why am I in Ghana? You know, I get that question so much, and the simple answer is I'm here on purpose.
And the expanded version of that answer.
The expanded version is I first came to Ghana in 2007, and it transformed my life. And since then, like Ghana transitioned from a check-off list, like I'm going to do that one day, to okay, I can see myself actually going back, and then finalizing with I think I could actually live there. And so it's going on 6 years. Hey, wow, time has gone by so quick since we like permanently came here with one-way tickets from. Where did we move from? It was. I think we moved from Indiana. Indiana. I was trying to think where we actually bought our tickets from. But yeah, Indiana.
And first of all, I think you're very brave, both you and Tia, your wife.
Right.
I don't know if I could ever move from here. And if I was moving from here, the only place that would make sense for me would be on the continent. So to imagine that someday I could be making the decision to pack my bags, knowing that it's a one-way ticket and I'm going to live a life in a foreign land, for me that's a lot of bravery. How would you describe what the experience has been
And Ghana.
in Ghana?
And what aspect? Honestly.
Pick and choose. What's the most striking part of what the 6 years has been for you?
It's been very humbling. It's made me realize how unserious I've been with entrepreneurship.
How so?
Because when I came here and I realized that there were not the same level of barriers to igniting a dream, right? And the levels of impact that I could have. But I just had to create a game plan and really hustle to make stuff happen. And I think it was humbling because when I saw people who they thought in not just money, but they thought in problem solving. You know, like some people will come and complain. Let me say, for example, complain about the sanitation issues. Other people I saw that will come and say, it's a business. Some people will complain about, mechanics and automotive services. And other people will come and say, this is a business. And then they'll start like a mobile auto mechanic business or something. So when I started seeing all these things, and truthfully, when I started creating content, that's when I saw how serious I was. When I started creating content and I started having conversations with entrepreneurs from all over the world, literally from different backgrounds, Ghanaian, non-Ghanaian, people who grew up poor, people who grew up with money, agriculture, real estate. When I started seeing all these businesses and people who really made something happen, I said, hey, I'm not serious. And I had to, not be as hard on myself and realize that everybody has their own journey. But I think that's the most humbling part, that I realized that at this point in my life, it's about legacy, not personally, but in terms of like, what has God given me? Let me say stewardship. What has God given me to transform, impact, and empower the world? And how have I been taking what He has given me to do that? Right. So that's when I say I'm humble and realize that every single time, like not being serious, but I'm also a lot harder on myself than sometimes I think I should. But yeah, I think that's the most. So I'm definitely modifying those steps now. But that's one of the biggest things.
Right. I've heard you say about your move here, but a big part of it was your son.
Yes.
And wanting to raise him in a different type of environment.
Yes.
How do you see the experience that your son is having here in Ghana versus what you think that experience would be had you not moved?
My son, your best friend.
My best friend.
Yes.
Best friend.
Yes. I'll show him this. Most of his life has been in Ghana. So most of what he knows is Ghana, right? So he's definitely having a unique Ghana experience. I don't think there's just one type of Ghana experience. But I'll say that the difference is this: in a nutshell, my son is not being socialized to be less than based on the color of his skin.
And that, for you,
that's a reality.
What's the most important thing?
Yes. And I think not just even the concept of race and stuff, but I think just, one of our previous episodes, we talked about capital, right? And how some places have a lot of material prosperity, material capital, but it comes to like moral and ethical capital that's lacking. In Ghana, for example, my son is just in an environment where he can be a kid. And I don't have to worry about certain things. Like, I don't have to have a level of hypervigilance as a parent. It doesn't mean I'm dumb, doesn't mean I'm blind. Bad things can happen anywhere in the world. But the level of hypervigilance that I would have to have, right, in the US, and even, just the perception. Let me give you an example. If I'm at a restaurant in Ghana and my son goes and greets, let's say you have your nieces there, and he goes and greets them, and he just starts playing with them.
Yes.
I don't think anything.
Yes.
And so as my son, going back to your question, when I look at him, he's just living life as a young person who is like a transcontinental citizen, right? There's a lot of different experiences. He's been able to travel more places at his age than I definitely traveled to at his age. So it's just yeah. And the last thing is, I feel like once I saw the opportunity in Ghana for that level of, let me say, family and social capital, it behooved me, it moved me in my spirit to do something about it. I felt like if I did not do something about like what I saw over here in terms of placing our son in an environment like that, then let me just say, woe unto me. I'm using all these biblical terms, but like, woe unto me if I hadn't done that,
And what is it about fatherhood that brought you to that? Because you were a husband first.
Yes.
And being a husband didn't do that. But what do you think about it is about fatherhood that made you feel like at this point, this is what I have to do?
That's a really good question. Hey, listen, have you subscribed yet? Make sure to hit that button right now. The truth is, I started reflecting on legacy of my own father, where I would hear stories from my father talking about the experiences that he had growing up in the States. My father worked hard. My father worked 40 years for the same company. Woke up every morning at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning, drank a cup of coffee, drove to work, came back, and did it for 40 years to make sure that we had what we needed, and he took care of us. But nevertheless, he could not escape those realities of the life that he experienced, particularly as a Black man in America. I found myself having those same experiences. Now, I'm not trying to flex or nothing, but I have multiple degrees, 3 in fact, a bachelor's, 2 master's degrees in different countries. I got a lot of different experience, but it was always the feeling of being a Black, fill in the blank, a Black this or Black that. So when I started thinking about my father, I started looking at myself. I said, do I really want my son to have this same inherited experience around race, culture? I can't do that. Yeah. Or at least I have to do what I know I can do to mitigate the impact of it.
Right. Now let's talk about the move here.
Yes.
What was that process like? I can't begin to, I know what it feels like. Moving houses within the same city.
Yeah.
It's painful.
Yeah.
So to move a life from one continent to another, what does that really entail?
It was a lot because I'm a person who likes stability. I don't like to travel a lot. I think as an adult, I only lived in a few places. And we were in the same place for like 7 years before we came to Ghana. Same house. So it took about 2 years of planning. This is what happened. I had a moment when Ghana moved from an ideal to a reality. And I'm not going to say that guys...
What was that trigger? What was the trigger?
So the trigger was, I think it was a combination of things over time. It was a little bit of exposure. So again, I came to Ghana in 2007. So Ghana had now become grafted in my heart, right? And I came back from Ghana like as a super Black person at that time. I was like, you don't know, I've been to Africa. I've seen you. I've been to the villages and seen I was super, whatever.
Yeah.
But Ghana was a part of me and I kept coming back started a nonprofit organization or NGO, and then it was just getting to the place of, honestly, I got to the place where when I started thinking about my future, I felt like I had accomplished. I feel like I hit a ceiling because I'm like, we have the house, we have the cars, we're in the neighborhood, and we've accomplished the middle class dream. Sense.
Right.
And it wasn't like a selfish ambition of like, what mountain do I climb? But it was a question of purpose. And when I started looking ahead, I could not see life apart from Ghana. I don't know how to describe it,
Right.
but that's literally what it was. And so for me, that's indicative of God saying that this is what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
And obedience for me was, let me start planning this. So I had a conversation with, with Tia about it. And it took about 2 years of planning. And for me, I like to plan.
Right. Break that down for us.
So I'm talking about charts, graphs, budgets, hospitals, houses. What is the market for? I mean, how much does it cost to rent? How much does it cost to buy? The data source. Oh, so I had friends, right, that would, hey, listen, I saw this house. Is that realistic for this part of town? Where should I think about living? Because keep in mind, I'm going back to when I first came to Ghana. And no offense, but everything looked like it was underdeveloped, in my opinion. Because like it all just looked like I didn't know the difference between an MTN kiosk and somebody's house.
Can you imagine?
And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it just, everything just looked the same, because it was like, okay, here's a building here that's very like nice, but then like next to it is so like everything looked, so I didn't know the difference from Timma or Elmina. I didn't know anything.
Right.
So I had friends, I had people who were helping me. Really the way we found our first house was, I had a friend who really helping us out a lot. And he told me about Adenta, because I was looking for a place that was in between Accra and where I went to school, towards the mountains, right? Like a home, so that area. And he said Adenta is there, and you catch the main road, and I said, okay, so that's when we started looking for a place.
Right.
Now, let me tell you, that process of trying to find our first place in Ghana, Jesus.
Painful.
Jesus.
Painful.
Jesus.
Were there any horror experiences?
Jesus. Hey,
someone.
How many of them did I have?
Wow.
Hey,
you lost some money.
Money.
People's.
That's the least thing that I lost.
Right.
No. The thing that made it so difficult, like, I don't think people understand. Hey, Jesus. When you come to a place where, like, we have structure in Ghana, but it's so informal. It's like, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
Right.
You just have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
The person tells you, meet me at this place. You meet them. Hello, please, I'm here. At that time, I didn't have my places. So, hey, man, I'm here. Oh, somebody's coming to meet you. And I don't know where I am.
Yes.
And you go to the house. It's not the house.
Yes.
Then I saw him. Oh, no, don't worry. This one is the same one. Don't worry. Oh, Jesus.
Right.
And at this time, we didn't have a car. It was just a lot. It was just too much. It was so. Take me back to days. Anyway, so I think those little things, learning how to navigate that, was those challenges. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was really challenges.
First 30 days. Walk us through that. You arrive at the airport. Now you know it's not just for a visit.
Yeah.
One-way tickets.
Yeah, so the plan was always to live in a temporary house.
Okay.
And then find a place for school starts. I think at that time I was starting school in either August or September.
And you moved in what month?
No, that's not true at all. Because we moved in December.
Right.
So school was starting, I think, in January. I think.
Oh, so
I don't remember.
I
don't remember exactly. I think school started, I don't know. I think maybe school started in February. I don't know. But I just remember 30 days it was like find a house. That's all it was. Find a place.
Okay.
Get a phone. Get MTN credits. Like the basics. Get internet. Get a bank account. Like get all those, back then you had scratch cards. So like to get all those things together. That was the first thing that we were trying to do. That's it. Just get our bearings of like, where do we buy food?
Yes.
Like, what do we eat? What we do not eat? It was just trying to navigate all those things initially. Yeah.
And what would you say has been the biggest impact that Ghana has made on you?
Ghana has opened up the doors to other countries. Ghana has really been the gateway to Africa. Ghana has shown me that, again, Ghana is morally, I'm using this term lightly, morally and ethically rich in comparison to some other places I've been to. But Ghana has really introduced me to some great relationships, and it's shown me, it's opened my mind up for like really traveling around the continent and seeing the beauty that exists all over. And Ghana's not the only place to that's what it's shown me, that there's so many places on the continent to visit, even relocate. Right?
You're about to move again?
No.
Would you move again? Who knows?
I wouldn't mind. I mean,
right.
I wouldn't mind having, if I was rich, let me just dream for a minute.
Please do.
I wouldn't mind having houses in, I would have a place in Rwanda, South Africa. Maybe Kenya, or Tanzania, why not? I have places all over.
Right.
Just go and travel and visit for a few months, spend time, and yeah, definitely.
Right. Most people, when they talk about Ghana, it's the people.
Yeah.
What is it about Ghanaians?
Well, most people say that. I wouldn't necessarily say that. I've had great experiences with people. I think being in Ghana has made me realize people are people, no matter where you go. When you look at what's really important in life, making Africa a home doesn't mean you live isolated from the rest of the universe.
Yes.
It just means that you have a place where, you know, that you feel like you can thrive and that you can be accepted and that you can navigate, make a difference, make an impact. And you can just have a home base where you don't have to worry about, living every day and the color of your skin. And I say that a lot. That's not the only thing, honestly. But it's just, it's just. I think it's just a place. It's important to have a place of lineage where, it's home.
Right. I'm pretty sure that you know other people who said, "I'm moving back."
Yeah.
Who came?
Yeah.
And went right back out.
Yeah.
What do you think is the thing that has made you stay?
I'm here on purpose. Hey, listen, at one time I was like, I'm leaving. This is too much.
Well, what was making you feel that way?
Man, it was economically.
Right.
People say that Ghana is cheap. Ghana's not cheap.
Ghana is not cheap.
It's not cheap.
No, Ghana is not cheap.
Ghana's especially if you live in Accra, it's expensive. And for the lifestyle, when I say lifestyle, I'm not talking about being in a $8 million mansion. I'm talking about coming to a place, I don't care where you come from. The standard, I'm going to go on a soapbox a little bit. We set the standard so low in certain places like Ghana.
Yes.
The standard should not be that if you don't have money, you don't have access to healthcare, potable water, gutters that don't expose you to human feces and urine. Well, that's how we do. No, why? Why is the standard so low?
Yeah.
So when I say like the lifestyle that you want, I'm talking about what we would call the basics. Like I remember talking with a friend who, she still had houses where, listen, Ghana, we still sell houses without the washroom inside. How is it possible to sell a flat without a washroom inside? That's despicable. Yes, I said it.
It is.
I said it.
It is. I agree.
But anyway, so I think that the people who've left, I think they haven't realized. The thing I realized is that they made me want to leave at that point was, it's a lot culturally, economically, finding friends,
right,
building relationships with people who have the same values, where you can just go and relax and you don't have to, put on some type of, whatever, some type of veneer. Like you can just be like, let's just relax, So after a while, that stuff kind of mounds on you,
So there are many people who followed you, seen you move here, listened to you, learned from you from afar.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that you'd like to tell them, especially those who are not in Ghana or even on the continent?
Yeah, thank you for that question. And thank you so much for some of y'all have been supportive since the first video that we did about Ghana. The more I travel, honest to God, I ask myself, why aren't more like Black Americans coming to the continent? Honest to God. Like, I really feel like, as we say, we sleeping on the continent. Like, we are overlooking it. Especially y'all who got money, because some of y'all got money. So you ain't got no excuse. When you go to and see the beauties of Cape Town.
Yes.
We can do like real safari with the lions and stuff and experience that part of Africa. As for Ghana, you won't see animals like that. When you can go to places like Tanzania, and you go to what's the name of the places there? I forgot the name of the island that's there right after Tanzania. Anyway, when you go there, you see these beautiful beaches, right? When you go to Rwanda, and you see the beautiful mountains, you can climb them and go trekking with gorillas, or even just how peaceful it is. But when I see people who are building $1 million businesses in different sectors, a lot of them I've interviewed on my channel, I'm just like, why aren't more people I'm not saying move here, but why aren't more people visiting? No, seriously. Like, I'm not against you going to nowhere else in the world, but before you take all that money and go to Europe and go to some places where you're still going to stand out and you still can be discriminated against based on the color of your skin, you need to come to the continent. You need to come to the continent.
Come to the continent.
For real,
come to the continent.
Seriously.
And like and subscribe
and
share this video.
Exactly.
So more people can see it and make that decision to come visit. And who knows? Who knows?
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you for coming, for all the impact that you've made.
Thank you.
Please subscribe. Like, share, leave a comment. Subscribe.